Hello and welcome back to the channel, friends. It is great to be here, and I hope you're doing well. So today we're rocking and rolling with some more Warlords Battle Simulator, this challenging tactical roguelite auto battler. And my friends, we're looking for some redemption here today. Let me show you what I mean. So we're going to do adventure mode, of course. I'm going to go with the Greenskins because ultimately what I really want to do is get the Barbarians unlocked. And the Greenskins, of course, if you saw the previous run, we just fell a little bit short. So I have an idea. And the idea is the Orc Shaman. So if we select Blubgull here, we actually do start with the Orc Shaman. And if you've seen some other content on this channel around this game, then you know that spellcasters, I mean, at least they seem super strong. So I'm hoping to play around with this today, and we'll see if we can turn in a winner. So we're going to go with Blubgull here, but before I do that, smash the like button if you're liking the Warlords Battle Simulator. I'd be happy to keep providing the fun content, of course. If you're new here, then please consider becoming a subscriber as well. Join a growing community. We'd love to have you. And if you're a Discord user, you can certainly join the channel's Discord. Link in the video description below. So with all that said, let's go. Alright, so we do have our map here, and of course we have our WA bar, right? So this will prompt us to, of course, stay in the battle. Let's see, so we do have endurance training for brutal units, so 25% more hit points. We have the chop, so 5% less hit points, but 10% more damage for our greenskin units. We have the Orc Warrior as our frontline presence, and then of course the Shaman, which we're going to try to structure this build around. So let's see how this goes. I definitely want to target high tier upgrades, and I want to avoid shops as much as possible. So I'm going to kind of path this out here. Where are the high tier upgrades? So we have one right here. So I would kind of have to go to the shop or this event to access this. That's unfortunate. So it looks like we just have to kind of stay upward. So let's go. Let's skirmish with the Barbarians for the high tier upgrade. Let's try these Shaman out. Let's see what they got. Alright, so we do have a bunch of ranged Barbarians on the field. I mean, that to me would seem like a decent counter to the Shaman. So maybe it's probably best I would say overload them with these warriors, right? The warrior costs 230, so they're a little cheaper than the Shaman as well. And of course, they're going to be stationary or moving up slightly to engage us in battle. So maybe this isn't the best time to bust out the Shaman. We're going to find out. I think a nice strong line of these Orc warriors should be able to handle the situation. But like I said, we'll certainly find out. So let's go. Charge. My Orcish warriors. Get in there. Alright, so they are absorbing damage rather well. And then, of course, once they get to the archers, it's game over. In fact, we might not even suffer a casualty here. Definitely not. Just completely mop the floor with them, as you would expect on the very first battle of a run. So we do secure the high tier upgrade. Let's see if we can't get something that can help support our Orc Shaman. So what do we have? Treasure, gain 1,000 gold. That is a tier 3. And I'm really not too infatuated with gold in this one. Like, I want to avoid shops. However, I mean, 1,000 gold is 1,000 gold. Units with precise, we have no units that have precise. So I think what I want to do is I want to ban this for sure. We don't want precise upgrades. I just don't see myself going with precision. In fact, precision and orcs don't really go together, right? It's just not really an attribute of the orc. So let's go with consistent deliveries. I'm completely fine with that. That'll help us get more units out on the field. Now we have another upgrade. Yeah, I think we're just going to stay upward here, because if I go here, then I'm forced into a shop. I don't want to. However, we are leaving a high tier upgrade on the field right here. But that's okay. At least we get a basic upgrade. Those are still useful. So let's see what the Barbarians have for us. So it looks like we have more of a mixture of units. I think we can certainly deploy our Shaman in this one. And in fact, I'm thinking if we put one unit on the leftward flank and then kind of build out the rightward flank here, we can actually split their army, which will allow us to hopefully, you know, take them in 2 waves versus just one giant wave. So let's do something like this. Let's stack up our Orc Shaman behind a thin line of warriors here. And let's see if this renders the effect that I'm thinking, where the army splits. Let's go. Okay, so sure enough, that does happen, which is great. Of course, the Orc Shaman shoot what appears to be like earth magic, right? Big boulders coming through, and I'm not sure if it does piercing damage, but it does, you know, whittle down these high armored units really, really quickly. And, you know, magic users, right? Shamans, wizards, mages, things of the like in this game have, you know, always kind of been a hard counter to the builds I've been putting together. So I figured if you can't beat them, join them, right? So here we go. We do have a basic upgrade. So we have Chop Chop. That's another 5% less hit points, 10% more damage. Units with Brutal deal 15% more damage, which does go well with our Warrior. Or we have Bounty Hunt Armored. Your units deal 30% more damage to enemies with the Armored keyword. I mean, I don't really see our Warriors as a fighting presence, but more of a tank presence. So I'm going to go with this. I think I want to stack up these as much as possible. So let's go ahead and get into another skirmish with the Barbarian army. And let's see what they're bringing to the field today. Okay, so a very low population army for sure. They do have these armored raiders. But of course, we did just take the upgrade that we took. So I think setting up probably 2 flanks here is wise. So let's go like 3 orc warriors here, 3 here. And let's just do a line of these shamans. In fact, could probably do like a pair of warriors in the middle as well. Let's do something like that. Let's go. Alright, so it's obviously important to get down the horse riders quick. And it looks like we're doing a decent job of that. We win in the middle, and of course the freed up warriors join the flanks. Not a problem at all, and we do secure yet another upgrade along with 100 gold. So we have Big Chop Chop. So that's 10% less HP, but 25% more damage across the board. Otherwise, we do have +4 fate. And of course, we do have, you know, only 4 fate points or a purse of gold. I think let's ban the purse of gold. Not interested in that. And it's between these two for sure. I mean, 4 fate points is useful because later on, you know, we can choose to skip battles if necessary. But we also have 25% more damage. I think I'll take the fate for now. We'll take the fate. And let's go on and secure yet another upgrade. Hopefully, this time against the kingdom as our, you know, big wah bar does build up. Alright, so they have a lot of units on the field. I think I can deploy similar tactics of splitting the army here. So let's go with the warrior on the leftward flank alone. A couple warriors here, and then, I mean, they have a lot of infantry units, so let's invest more in our shaman for sure. Let's do something like that. Let's go. Alright, so these guys are just cannon fodder, quite literally. Don't stand a chance, and so are the slightly more armored units, the spearmen. In fact, this entire army is having big trouble with simply just 1 orc warrior. And you're probably like, so when is the challenge? You know, you mentioned it was challenging. This doesn't seem challenging at all. Well, just you wait. It definitely gets a lot more challenging, for sure. Alright, so we do have the orc kill bow here. So this is certainly an option, an expensive option nonetheless. I mean, it's the most appealing option to me because, I mean, Chop Chop, 10% more damage is just not so impactful to me. I'm going to ban the Swift because probably not going to be using Swift units. And let's go ahead and grab the orc kill bow. Maybe we can sprinkle some of those guys in. Alright, so we got a battle with the Undead up next. And, you know, looking forward here. So we'll definitely want to transition downward so we can keep the fight going. But we're going to be stuck with, you know, 2 event or shop phases here. So that's not great, if you ask me. Because we're going to lose our wall bar when you're not battling, essentially. So let's stick with the Undead. Maybe we can build up just a little bit of cash because we're going to be forced into a shop here in about 5 waves. Alright, so what do they have? They have armored zombies. Alright, they are armored, which is good for us. So I think we can deploy similar tactics to simply split their army up. Let's go with 1 kill bow, just because the kill bow is oh so cool. And then, of course, fill out the rest of the way with the shaman. So let's put him here. Let's get 2 more of you back there. I'm also looking at ways to increase range as well. There's one area the shaman kind of lacks in its range, right? You see the kill bow has superior range. Shaman, not so much. So let's go. These zombies just move way too slow. Don't stand a chance. All right, we got 600 gold there. Very nice. Now let's move on. We have an upgrade. Either battle with the kingdom or the barbs. Is there a high tier upgrade anywhere? There's an upgrade down here, so I think I want to transition downward. And then a high tier upgrade here. And then another one right here. Okay, so let's go here, 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 and then here. Alright, so what are you bringing to the field today? Looks like militia and then some cavalry in the back. So I wonder if I mean, if we set up a little line, like far back, do the cavalry sort of run forward? I guess it's probably not too much of a threat, because these militia are just cannon fodder. Like, they're simply not going to last, but let's add in a few more frontliners for sure, and let's go ahead and fill Shaman in the rest of the way. I think I'll leave the kill bow on the bench for now. So let's do something like this. And let's see how well we can handle these horsemen. Looks like it's not a problem at all. However, they do move pretty quickly. Good thing we have that front line. And the Shaman just take care of business with that high DPS. Impressive damage output. Secure another 100 gold and an upgrade. Now we do have the Bane of the Undead here. 40% more damage to undead enemies. 1 fate point or 2 fate points. Let's go with the Bane of the Undead. Now I can sort of intentionally target undead fights if I need to, which we certainly will be after this fight here. Alright, so they have an interesting formation going on. And what do we have? We have the Mountain Man, precise melee units, and then a peasant. Okay. So I don't think there's really any problem just going head to head with them here. Let's throw a kill bow back there too. Why not? Alright, Shaman, do your thing. Let's get in there. Good DPS. You see their front line just kind of fold once the Shaman gets on them, and yeah, these peasants don't stand a chance either. Quite nice. Alright, yet another victory. So let's secure the upgrade and see what we have. Bounty Hunt Precise. Courage Precise. Or Get 'em but faster. 10% less HP but moving 25% faster. I mean, we do have the armored one. Precise adds another layer. It's 30% more damage, right? I don't have... Well, the kill bow is a precise unit, I suppose. I'm going to go with Bounty Hunt Precise. I kind of learned a few things in my last run, right? So let's go with a skirmish with the Undead army here. And, you know, they might have some precise units. They might have some armored units, which we'll certainly have an advantage against. So, yeah. Armored zombie. And, of course, they're armored. So, that does bode well for us. Let's go ahead and try to split up their army like we've been doing. And, of course, let's litter the field with our Shamans. In fact, it'd be nice to get some more supply for sure. And also, buffs that increase ranged damage. So let's go. Something like that. And the army does split. They're very slow moving, as we've already determined, of course. And this shouldn't be a problem for our superior orcish army. In fact, this guy's hanging in there pretty good, actually. Alright, so not bad for a high tier upgrade. Let's see what we have. Hopefully it's something real good, real useful. High tier upgrade, let's go. Alright, big chop chop. We have treasure. Yikes, that is not a good one. Units with brutal have 25% more hit points. I think I have to take this one. I mean, let's be honest. If the enemy gets on our kill bow, or... I guess you could take the warrior HP upgrade. Yeah, let's take that. Alright, so another high tier upgrade. Battle with the kingdom. So we're going to have to go here, and then we're going to go south. Because I can't stack up, 3 shop events. It's going to wipe out my bar completely. We've been working hard filling it up. Alright, so these must be elves. Yes, the elf. So the elf does sport really good range. It's probably a good counter to our shaman, given it'll have more range. So 40 range compared to the 15 of our shaman. 47 range for our killbow, though, who is just in all ways more superior. However, they do have the number advantage if we were to just go all killbow here. So I think what I have to do is, we definitely have to get a few warriors down, but I think the killbow is probably a good addition as well in this particular fight. So let's get like 5 or 6 warriors down. And then let's get the killbow close behind them. They're going to charge, they're going to absorb the fire, and then hopefully the killbow can do what the killbow does, as implied by the name. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Alright, so the warriors certainly are taking damage, but you can see the effectiveness of the killbow there. Just tremendous. Alright, absolutely. High tier upgrade. Let's get something good. Let's secure something great here. So big chop chop. We get this again. More hit point bonus for our brutal units, or plus 25% more damage for ranged units. That works with, of course, the killbow and the shaman, most importantly. Good. We'll absolutely secure that. Perfect. Alright, so let's go against the undead here, and then, of course, we'll have the double non-battle phase that I've been fearing, for sure. Alright, so they're looking a little more advanced now. So we got armored zombies. We have skeleton spearmen who are precise. So we're going to get a damage bonus against them and the zombies. We should be okay. So I think we do split tactics again. Let's split up their army, and then let's see if we can realize this plus 25% damage increase on our shaman. Let's go. Alright, so let's take out this flank quickly. Throwing boulders at undead, with brittle bones. I think it's going to work out well in our favor. And sure enough, it does. The enemy melts. Perfect. Alright, 700 gold. I guess not bad going into the shop phase. So let's go with the event here. Hopefully we get something that's worth, sacking our big wah bar. So we do get a gift, okay? And the gift is... So sometimes the backing of the card is gold, right? I don't see any gold ones here, so... Let's see what we have. Let's take the middle. Endurance training, brutal. 25% more hit points for brutal units. Not bad. Let's go into the shop. We've got 1,800 gold to spend. And we're going to be down to... right now we're realizing a 20% bonus. But that is going to be reduced to just 5%. I guess at least it's a bonus and not, a debuff. Alright, so what do we have? We have supply increase, which is great. Tenacity armored. We're not rocking armored units. Bounty hunt brutal. Could gain some fate points. How about units? Orc peon or black orc, who is an armored brutal unit. 420 HP. I wish it showed me the supply that they cost. It's probably somewhere in the 500 range. It probably is. Alright, so I'm not infatuated with going units there. Instead, let's spend some cash here. So, 10% less HP, but 25% more damage. I think that's good. Let's go with supplies first and foremost, though. Definitely need that. Then we have the brutal. That would pair nicely, right? We got the armored covered. We got precise covered. Got undead covered. This would add us, another arrow in our quiver, if you will. Looks like we could get them both. So let's do it. Let's get them both. I do need to buff my damage. It does hurt losing 10% HP, but, we can build that back up with this bar up here. And of course, we miss out on the high tier upgrade as well. Relegated to just cash on this top lane. Where's the next high tier upgrade? Right in the middle there is the next opportunity. Okay. Well, at least we have some basic upgrades along the way. Alright, so Kingdom. Let's go mid. Alright, so they do have some mages now, okay? Yeah, Kingdom ranged. Hitting for 8, 30 HP. Our Shaman is superior in so many different ways. So I think if maybe we can split the units and just do kind of what we've been doing. Do our Shaman outrange the Mage? That's the question. Yeah, they do. Almost by double. And then, of course, they have their heavily armored units, but this should be where our Shaman is able to shine. We just got to melt them and get to that back row of mages quickly. Get a little Mage v Mage combat, right? Could also consider the kill bow here as well. But let's try this out. So that does split up the armies, which is good. This guy's got to hang in there for as long as possible. Looks like he's got a little bit of stick-to-itiveness. And our Shamans are on the mages, and they melt through them. Got one more flank of enemies to go, but still looking pretty good. So they're definitely able to hang in there for a little bit longer than some of the battles that we've seen. But the superior Shaman comes out on top. Mage v Mage, right? Got 700 gold as a result. Going into another upgrade here. Alright, so got some mounted units and some ranged units behind. The ranged Barbarians have 35 range, surprisingly. And the horseback units, of course, are going to get on our people quickly. So I do think we certainly want to split their army up. And then just go with that Shaman DPS. Maybe add in a kill bow. I think that'll be good. Let's do that. Alright, so do we have enough DPS to take these guys out and get our front line on their back line? That's the question. They're definitely hanging in there a little bit longer. Let's up the speed just a little bit. Looks like it's going to be Shaman v Archer, which isn't a good combination for us. Alright, Shaman, get up there. Killbow's doing some work from the back row, though. Can they take out enough of them to enable the Killbow? Wow, the Orc Shaman. How about that? He's got some HP. They've got some HP. They can hang in there. They can take some hits. Not a bunch, but they can certainly take some. Alright, so a bit of luck. 1 fate point. Units with keyword Swift deal 15% more damage. And then we deal 30% more damage to Swift enemies. I mean, I think we have to take that one as 30%. It's not broad, but maybe it'll come in handy and bail us out. Alright, up against the Kingdom. Of course, building this bar back up. Slowly but surely. And we have mages again. So we've already determined that the Shaman is the superior mage. And it's not even close, frankly. So I think this strategy is going to continue to work for us. Depending on army composition, of course. So let's go. Turn up the speed a little bit. We got to get through these Guardians or Berserkers or whatever they're called. And hopefully our warriors can last long enough to do so. Alright, so we got Shaman v Mage, which is a good combination for us. We've got one frontliner left. Now it's going to get just a little bit intense here. Alright, just mop the floor with them. Absolutely. Alright, perfect. Things are going pretty good so far. We're going to take on the Kingdom here for another upgrade. So let's see. Alright, a bunch of archers and some beef on the front line for sure. Basic spearmen. We get a damage bonus versus their front line, though. I don't see why we wouldn't simply just employ similar tactics here. Maybe we go with... These guys have 20 range. I think I want to sprinkle in a few more of the kill bow. So let's do something like this. Let's get like 3 kill bow. And then... some Shaman. Something like this. The Shaman with the DPS should be able to rend down the armored units. And then I'm hoping that the kill bow can get a little fancy and start taking out that back line. We don't want the Archer v Shaman matchup. We don't, even though it's occurring right here. That's not good. Looks like their juggernauts are falling, but yeah, we're not long for this one. Unless the Killbow can do something crazy. I mean, they've got good HP as well. They're doing an admirable job. Do they have enough HP in the tank? It's going to be like 1 Killbow versus 3 archers, and wow, look at that. The Orcish army and their superior HP is just something to marvel at for sure. Even your more glass cannon type units are able to hang in there when needed. Alright, so for our upgrade, we have Precise. So that is Killbow damage increase. Otherwise, another 30% damage stack against armored units. I mean, we don't really rely too heavily upon the Killbow. We just don't. So I think this is probably the one to go with. Don't have any armored units. So yeah, let's do Bounty Hunt Armored again. I believe we have 2 of those in stack now. Bounty Hunt Precise. Yeah, we do. So we'll be doing 60% bonus damage to armored units. And I think, you know, if we can get through the armored units quicker, just in any given battle, it bodes well for us. Alright, so we have an upgrade here. High tier upgrade here. Cash and cash and cash. Alright, so be stumbling into a few upgrades. I do prefer the Undead army because we do have that bonus against them. So let's see what we can do here. Alright, so they have riders. They also have some mages as well. And these guys are pretty scary, the Dark Mage. I mean, 17 range, which is better than our Shaman. We've got more HP, and they do more damage as well. But they're a brutal unit that we have a damage bonus against. But it appears that the Undead have the superior mage for sure. They also have some Undead Knights that are heavily armored. But they're also armored and precise, so we're going to get a good damage bonus against them. So I think we try to split the army as we've been doing. Maybe get like an extra warrior on the front lines. And then go with Shamans. We're going to have to see how they can hang with that Dark Mage. 220, man, I'm just 10 off of another warrior. That's unfortunate, but let's do it. Let's see how this shakes out. Alright, take down the armored units. Good. I'll start getting this cannon fodder, infantry. Got more armored units coming in. Alright, so it's mage v mage. They do a good job, however, we don't completely eliminate the flank, which gives them their high DPS unit just simply on us. Yeah, fate not on our side. Despite all of our buffs, too. I wonder if I go with the Kingdom instead. That one seemed kind of hard. Yeah, let's go with the Kingdom. See if we have a bit better luck. Okay, so they have... These guys must be knights. Ah, the Royal Guard. Yes, of course. If you saw my first run, you would know that we're quite fans of the Royal Guard. Big fans. And then a bunch of horseback units in the back. I'm actually not too intimidated by this. Let's split the armies. I think our tactics will work with this one. But of course, we'll see. I'm going to go heavy on the Shaman. Need that DPS, of course. Let's go. Something like this. And let's see. Can the Royal Guard withstand? It looks like the horseback units just get swallowed up, which is great. Royal Guard is going down. The next wave of horseback units going down as well. Looks like our frontline presence is whittling away, but it doesn't matter. Huge stack of bodies in the middle there. Alright, so. That was a tough battle. This one was a little more in our favor. And that's, of course, based on, you know, the opposition, what composition they're rocking, and then, of course, what composition we're rocking as well. Alright, Barbarian Skirmish. Let's see what we can do against the Barbarians. And what do they have? The Huskarl? Elite Huskarl, so armored and brutal. And then we also have the Mountain Man, Precise. And then the very weak and unimposing Barbarian in the back. Alright, so let's try these flank tactics again. And then I think the Shaman shows us the way. Maybe get a kill bow in there, given they have a lot of ranged units. Well, let's do this. Alright, so the army's split. So can we take down this flank quickly? That's what we're hoping for before, reinforcements arrive. Looks like it's certainly taking us a while to get through these Huskarl, who are quite strong. However, the Shamans, aren't any slouches in the HP department either. And now we have the Bowmen, who are getting picked off by the kill bow. Look at that superior range. Absolutely insane range. Excellent job. It was a really good idea to go with the kill bow in that battle. Otherwise, I think we lose. Alright, so we have an upgrade. Leading into a high tier upgrade against the Undead, which I think we're going to have some continued problems with. Let's go with the upgrade against the Kingdom. We've actually got a nice stack of gold as well. Alright, so they have Knights in the back, armored and swift. Got some basic warriors on the front. We've got the Juggernauts as well. And then a bunch of spears. I think our army pairs up pretty well against these guys. So let's go with probably one extra orc warrior. And then you guessed it, some Rockstar Shaman the rest of the way. I've got to get my supply up just a little bit more. I guess when you avoid shops, you kind of just roll the dice with these upgrades, right? Alright, so the Knights come in and reinforce the flank. Shamans are on them, but it does appear that the Knights are able to kind of withstand our Shaman force for sure, and this isn't a good combination. Are we able to hang in there? Absolutely. Looks like the HP of our Shaman is just a little bit too much. Not bad having, a high DPS spellcasting unit that has a little bit of wherewithal. Alright, so Bounty Hunt Precise. I'm going to go with consistent deliveries here. That's a no-brainer. Can get a few extra units on the field now. And we have a high tier upgrade versus the Undead. A full bar as well. So I wouldn't be completely resistant to maybe stopping by a shop. Looks like we have one right here. Yeah, we're going to just keep battling. Especially if a high tier upgrade is the reward. Alright, so we have zombies. Statistically unimposing. We have armored zombies. Again, not really that imposing. And then we have some armored skeletons in the back. High HP on these guys. All melee units, though. I think our Shamans do pretty well against purely melee units. So let's get a line of 5 warriors. And you guessed it. Fill in this little triangle with the Shamans here. And let's go. Lots of units on the field. They certainly have the numbers against us. And of course their back line is where all of the HP is at. So let's see how we handle this. Looks like they're done cleaning up there on the left flank, but we're going to have another clash in the middle. And it's always a sight to see when their enemy units just melt before they even get to your front line. Quite enjoyable and worthy of a high tier upgrade. So let's see if we can lock in something real good here. We need it. Come on. Let's go, game. Just work with me. Let's go. Alright, the Bane of the Undead. We have Eagle Eye, so 25% more range on our ranged units. Wow. Otherwise, another 40% damage buff to Undead or increase supplies by 1,000. All three very, very good ones. I mean, I would put this as a distant priority to these two things. 25% more range, I think, is super useful for our Shaman. But I have to take Logistics Line. I mean, it's 1,000 supply. That's 4 more Shaman, right? It'll give us a larger front line as well. We got another high tier upgrade here. So, Barbarians, let's go. Let's see if we can stack another high tier upgrade. Maybe we can get the ranged one back. We'll see. Okay, so we have Armored Raider. These guys are very, very strong. And their army is comprised mostly of the Armored Raider. They're swift and armored. So we do have some bonuses against them. So let's go ahead and throw, as you're probably anticipating, an orc right there. And let's get more of a beefy front line with our increased supply. And then the shaman has to show us the way. I mean, we can get a lot of shaman. I think maybe I want to do this. Let's add another unit on the leftward flank. Just so the army stays split a little bit longer. Because we need time to get through all of this HP. Alright, let's go. Turn up the speed a little bit. Armored Raiders actually melting a little quicker than I thought they would. But they're still pretty intimidating. However, we seem to handle this with ease. Well, relative ease. Alright, very nice. High tier upgrade. Yes, you bet. Another supply increase. Don't mind if I do. 6,900 now for the supply increase. We got another upgrade versus the Undead here. I think we go with that, and then... yeah, we're going to want to go with this. We'll leave that on the table, unfortunately, but we'll have another upgrade opportunity right here or here. And then here as well. Okay. Lots of upgrades on the table for sure, which is good. However, I do have $3,600. Well, 3,600 gold, I should say. I guess dollar isn't necessarily the currency, but wow, look at all of these zombies. And then we got a bunch of archers in the back with 20 range. This kind of feels like a map for a few of the kill bow. So let's split them up here. I like 2 units on that leftmost flank. I think that's completely fine. Let's get some kill bow in the back. Let's get like 3 of them. And then shaman the rest of the way. Lots of cannon fodder on the field right now, of course. So let's do something like this. And the army's just epically split. Don't know who's the general on the enemy side here, but you know, sending half of your army against 2 orc warriors is probably not the best tactical solution. But now we got shaman, a ball of shaman versus a bunch of archers. Not a good combination for us. But that's also why we enlisted the killbow, who of course can range this with ease. And they move forward just a little bit while they do it. A resounding victory. Very nice. And another upgrade. So let's see what we have now. Master of Melee Combat. Units with melee keyword deal 25% more damage. 5% less hit points but move a little faster. Brutal units deal 15% more damage. So that is kill bow and warrior. Or we could go 25% more damage for the warrior. Let's go with the kill bow and the warrior. Because if you think about it, it's 30%. Although we do use the warrior in every single battle. Not necessarily the kill bow. But if I'm relying upon my warrior for damage output, right? And it's a 10% difference. Let's take it. The kill bow is used strategically and it does add a lot of value when we need it. So up against the kingdom now for 850 gold. We're going to have a lot of gold. Probably should hit up a shop before we get too late here. So we have time to build up our bar. Alright, so we got Royal Guard and a bunch of mages. And then a couple of elves and basic archers in the back. Okay, so what's been working for us I think is going to work here again. But it's going to be strongly dependent upon the shaman. The shaman is the superior mage to just the regular mage. Maybe I can add a few kill bow as well, but we need our shaman to pulse down these Royal Guard, of which there is many. Maybe 1 kill bow will be good. So let's try something like that. Let's go. Alright, so they split it up again. Royal Guard is kind of melting low-key, which is good. Our front line is getting withered down, though, once we get to that mage layer, right? They just do a lot of damage. However, there's a lot of distraction going on, which is great for us. Mages can't even get into range before we pulse them down, and then it's elf versus shaman. I'll take my chances there. Very nice. That guy goes flying. And another 850 gold. Alright, so we have an upgrade here and here. So we got to keep it north, because there's another upgrade here. Either that or I could go here and then here. Is there a high tier upgrade hiding anywhere? So at the very last frame, well, second to last frame, high tier upgrade. Okay. Well, we have to take this path. And what do we have? Armored zombies. And a whole lot of them. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of armored zombies. We definitely match up well against these guys. So let's just do what we've been successful doing so far. But go heavy on the shaman. And let's see how this goes. For the poor armored zombies that are about to find out for sure. In fact, it's kind of a blessing getting such a draw so late in the game. Like, we pair up really, really well against just high quantity armored units for sure. They can't even get close to the shaman. And they seemed a little confused there as well. Do like the way that the bodies form a giant pile. That's quite amusing. Alright, an upgrade and an upgrade. We're going to go here, so I want to keep it upward. We have the barbs or the kingdom. I think we can do pretty good against the kingdom. Barbarians are kind of scary. Alright, so elves and knights. Okay. The elf has 40 range, the killbow has 47. So I might want to deploy some killbow. Let's get a couple units on that flank. I think I do use some killbow here. But of course we need the shaman to take out the knights. Maybe like 4 killbow. Let's try this out. Not super optimistic about this. But if we can take out this wave and then get the killbow on the back line, right? That's what we have to do. And the knights are on our shaman. Not a good combination, but they are hanging in there admirably. And now it's killbow v elf. Probably not a good combo for us. They are superior, but are they superior enough? Looks like we're just going to fall short. Just barely. So I think more killbow, probably. Either that or we give the barbs a shot. Let's give the barbarians a shot. I think armies with a lot of arrow users are particularly challenging. However, this army comp has just all melee units, so it should go decent for us here. It's what our shamans are best at countering. So I'm going to go with a line of 7. We're going to get our shamans here. No need for the killbow in this one. Let's go. However, these guys are elite Huskarl. Very, very strong unit. Intimidating as well. But they're melting to the power of the shaman. Just throwing too many stones. I mean, you should open up like your own quarry business or landscaping service or something. What are the shamans doing fighting? They don't have to fight. Just do landscaping. Alright, another upgrade. Quite nice. Big chop chop. Combat training swift. Of which we don't have any swift units. mean, this is kind of tempting. Or we can increase supply. Let's increase supply. Minus 10% HP across the board is kind of scary. And let's face off with the Barbarians yet again. Coming close to the end here. In fact, having some good success. The Barbs just have a bunch of precise spearmen. Shouldn't be a problem. So let's go ahead and, you guessed it, let's get our Shaman involved. Can get a lot of Shaman now. Just need that front line to hold for a little bit while the Shaman do what they do. Landscaping. Let's go. Alright, so the second wave gets involved in same old story for the most part. However, they do manage to kind of get to our Shaman line, but not enough DPS. And another upgrade. Give me something nice. Let's go. Orc Archer. Just a basic Archer. Interesting. Kind of late in the game to get that. 30% more damage to swift enemies. It's kind of tempting. I mean, I think it works. Otherwise, we're looking at gold, but I have plenty of gold. Probably so much gold that we can't even spend it all if we get to a shop. In fact, so let's think about this. So, if we go to a shop, it's going to take 4 ticks away from this, right? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this shop seems to be the one that we should go to. However, that ship is kind of sailed. So we might have to go to this one. But then we sack the high tier upgrade. I mean, I think I do want to get into a shop because we have $6,000. I mean, I'd be a fool not to. So I think we have to target this one here. Which means we also get stuck with an event. So I actually have to target this one. That's what I have to target. So I can go... Let's just go downward here. That's what we have to do. Okay. Well, good. At least I was able to find a spot to spend the gold. I was kind of worried about that. It should give us great benefit. We've got a lot of archers with 35 range. Of course, greatly outranged by the kill bow, but, you know, 35 range isn't short range at all, right? It's a decent amount of range. So let's get some Shaman, and then let's definitely get some kill bow as well. Let's do something like that. Let's go. This will probably end with Killbow v Archer. Can 4 Killbow take out a bunch of archers? I guess we'll find out. Here comes the ball of units getting on our Shaman. They're melting fast. Not good. And once they get on the Killbow, it's over. Can the Killbow take them out? The archers are on us. Yeah, this isn't good. I wonder if I perhaps invested too many supply points into the Killbow there. We got 5 fate left. Let's try it again. So let's do 1 unit over here. And let's invest that other unit over here. To get just a little more beef on the front line. Let's go with more Shaman than we did last time. Because effectively, their front line survived. Go with 2 Killbow. Yeah, 2 Killbow it is. Let's try this out. More Shaman. And more of a force on the rightward flank. Can the Shaman take him down? We need our front line to survive as long as possible. So the archer fire stays off the Shaman. And it looks like... Of course, they're in on our Shaman, but... Looks like we got all of their melee units in this one, and Now the Shaman can approach the archers. Hopefully they can take some down. Leave the rest for the kill bow. Looks like they're able to do so, in fact. We don't even lose our battalion of Shaman. Quite nice. Alright, another upgrade. Some more gold. We have Quartermaster. Supplies by 450. Swift, more damage. Armored, more damage. Let's go with the Quartermaster. 8,000 supply now. Alright, Barb Army for a grand. Alright, so we have to go down. So I could take this. I want this here, so let's go here instead. Five fate remains, and we got a bunch of mounted units. Their formation is kind of scattered as well. So let's pull as many of the units as possible to the leftward flank and then set up a strong rightward flank. Of course, supported by our Shaman. Getting some more supply as well, right? Super helpful having 8,000 supply. Alright, let's see how this goes. So the armored horseback riders do concern me just a little bit. Now here they are. Reinforcements. However, it's not that big of a deal. At least as it appears currently. Yeah, too much DPS by the Shaman. However, those armored ones certainly do hang in there. But we come out on top. Very nice. And there's a slew of horses and armored riders, of course. Just a pile of them. Alright, Undead Army. 300 gold and an upgrade. Let's see, what do we have? So Dark Mages, of course. Got some heavy armor as well. Alright, well, we gotta do... It's gotta be Shaman v Dark Mage. Maybe I can sprinkle in a few kill bow as well, but they have so much armor that we need a lot of Shaman to take them out. In fact, I might even go with one more frontline unit just to help it stay a little more secure. And let's go with 2 kill bow. Let's try this out. Let's go. Stick together, fight together, take down the armored units, and get on the Dark Mages as quickly as possible. Shaman v Dark Mage. Who's the better spellcaster? Their armor is surviving, and that's not good. I might have to skip this one. I might have to skip it. I don't think we have a solution for that many Dark Mages. I will, of course, sack an upgrade. I could try this battle out. For 1,000 gold. Let's do it. Let's try it out. Notice that the Barbarians don't have a mage unit, right? Alright, so a bunch of basic archers. We got these elite Huskarl, which are certainly a formidable force. We got some mounted archers in the back, but they only have 35 range. So let's do something like this. The Shaman will counter the Huskarl. And then I think I might want a few kill bow in this as well. Let's do something like that. Let's go. Let's hope it works out. Huskarl must melt. You got one job, Shaman. It's the Huskarl. Get him. Alright, the front line's down. The archers close in. Shaman taking some damage. But it looks like they're going to be able to hang in there and pulse down the remaining melee units. The kill bow is on the back line now, but they're quickly closing in. And yeah, we don't match up well. I mean, you can maybe argue more kill bow in that, but I mean, something's got to take out all the Huskarl. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to skip to the next fight. Does cost us a fate point. That's not good. But we got to get into this battle here. We got to win. And what do we have? Oh boy, what is this? A ballista with 50 range. Wow, 14 damage. Okay. So that's the first I've seen of that. Well, I don't much like this. I mean, superior ranged units are definitely our counter. But if we can just take them out quickly enough, maybe we'll have some more success. Let's allocate you over here. Let's go. Shaman, lead the way. Take them out quickly. Take out the knights quickly. Take them out quickly. Come on. Do better. Alright, now you got to get up there. Let's go. Turn up the speed. Ah, man. Just not quite enough. Alright, so what do we do? I mean, do I have a solution for that? The kill bow about has the same range as that ballista. It does. But all of the knights, that's an assignment for the shaman. I don't think adding like 3 kill bow is really going to do much. I think I have to skip again. Use my last fate point doing so. Now we're walking on thin ice, but we do limp into the shop. Maybe we can buy some more fate. That's a possibility. A bit of luck. 1 fate point. Yeah. Take that right off the top. 4 units. We have the Black Orc. It's an armored brutal unit. Or just a basic melee unit in the peon. Alright, so tenacity, precise. Precise units. A brutal. Unfortunately, the shop selection isn't great. However, this is an armored unit. Costs 1,000. So let's take it. And then I guess just buy out all of the trainings for the armored units. I mean, this was a really weak shop phase, actually. Wish you could re-roll. 5% less HP, 10% more damage. I think we need all of the HP we can get. Alright, so we're definitely limping. Definitely limping. High tier upgrade, the Undead army. Second to the last slot. We've got basically 2 tries. I could also just skip it as well. In fact, what we can do is we can try it out. If we're not successful, I can skip it. Maybe it doesn't let me skip. Let's see, who do we have the most bonuses against? I'm just, like, I fear they have dark mages. Barbarians do not. But we have what? %40 more damage to undead. Looks like we get no bonuses. I think I have to try the undead. And just hope that they don't have too many dark mages. We're going to find out. And of course they have a bunch of dark mages. Great. 17 range. Now we do have a new frontline unit in the Black Orc. I mean, I don't think of, like, long playing this, do I? Where we get a bunch of kill bow in the back. You know what I mean? Like, back corner. Like, 6 of them. Should be able to relatively counter the Dark Mage. I haven't been able to find a solution for the Dark Mage. So let's do something like this, maybe. Get some more beef on the front line with this Black Orc, and then I wonder if I whoops. I pressed clear. I meant to press the little trash can icon. The problem is all of the beef that they have up here, right? If we can get through them, I'm confident in our ability to take down the Dark Mage, but... Shaman's hitting for 13.5. So is the kill bow. I think the kill bow is our best shot here. So let's go with a bunch of them. Let's splash in a few Shaman as well. And then Black Orc Warrior. Or maybe I have to do this Warrior on the other side. See if I can just split them up a little bit. Something like this. Not really feeling confident about this at all. Let's see, how do these two compare? So 882 HP versus 277. You can get basically 2 1/4 of an Orc Warrior for the price of 1 Black Orc. The Black Orc is just stronger. I think we got to go with it. Here goes nothing. Let's try it. Let's go. For glory and honor. All right, so the armies do split. Of course, they're very slow moving. We got the kill bow in the back. Doing some DPS, but you see how long it takes for them to get these guys down. Got the Shaman on the front line because the Black Orcs are so slow. And here comes just the Pulsar that I kind of figured was going to happen. As the leftward flank closes in. Got the skeleton flying. We've got the kill bow doing the best they can, but they're just not effective enough against this army comp. And now the Shamans are involved, throwing skulls, and we're toast. Simply put. Man. That's so brutal, dude. We're down to our very last fate points. So we got to go Barbarians. I can't take out the Dark Mage. It's too strong. So what do we have? All melee units. Okay, all melee units. So this bodes well. I think we can sprinkle in a few of these Black Orcs as well. More Shaman, more problems. Let's go. Something like that. And a Black Orc. Show me your value. Definitely more of a force on the front line. They certainly do last longer, and they're going to have to because we're going to get overwhelmed quickly here. Let's go. This isn't going to be good. It doesn't feel like a win, does it? Come on, Shaman, hang in there. You got to hang in there. Let's go. Hang in there, Shaman. It's too many of them. And it looks like the run ends there. The Black Orc, man. Probably should have just stuck with the Warrior. So brutal. This game can be so very challenging. But the run does unfortunately end there. 26 battles won, almost 1,600 enemies defeated, 355 troops lost, 9,200 gold earned, including 4,200 in the bank. I think that last shop phase, man, if we could have just gotten something good, something better than the Black Orc and a bunch of armored upgrades, I think this might have gone just a bit differently. I feel like we were lacking in overall DPS toward the end there. Like, we were melting army comps like we just faced, right, with all melee units, but they were able to simply just eliminate us, just overcome us, right? Obviously, the Black Orc, a little more costly. We had 8,000 supply, but with the Black Orc being a little more costly, maybe it was better to get just more numbers on the field. I do like the strategy of splitting up the armies. I think that works pretty well, for sure. But at the end, the Orc Shaman just fell a little bit short. And that's a bummer because I was really looking, or hoping, to get to that boss fight and hopefully win, so we can move on to a Barbarian run in the next episode. But unfortunately, my friends, RNG is certainly a factor, and, yours truly is not, admittedly, the best tactician. But also in this game, you're kind of stuck with the deck that you cultivate and the units that you choose to upgrade along the way, and making a late game change to the Black Orc probably wasn't the best idea in retrospect. However, I did have fun, I did enjoy myself, and if you did too, then please smash that like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you would have done differently. What observations did you make? Where do you think there were strategic opportunities to maybe take this one across the finish line? It was certainly a difficult challenge indeed. And running out of fate points right toward the end is not a way to secure the victory. So a few final things. If you are new here, then please consider becoming a subscriber as well. Join a growing community. Would absolutely love to have you. You can also join the channel's Discord if you're a Discord user. Got a great community there. Lots of awesome people. Link in the video description below if you're interested. This has been Warlords Battle Simulator. You can get this game. It is available on Steam. You can just click the link in the video description below as well if you want to check it out for yourself. So I am going to get on out of here, my friends. Thanks again so much. I do appreciate you spending some time here today. And I'll be catching you in the next video. Thanks a lot.